So many businesses have hundreds, thousands, even tens of thousands of people in their database right now that they're doing nothing to or for. Even when someone is inquiring with your business, so many things can happen after they submit that form. For many businesses, they actually don't have a good process in place as to how they're handling those leads and converting those leads. Now with AI, we can create conversational AI sales agents, which essentially have these. Welcome to Websites That Convert, the podcast where your website stops being a liability and transforms into your greatest asset. I'm your host, Shannon, and I'm going to guide you through the strategies and insights you need to build a website that not only attracts, but converts. Let's dive in. If you're a business that's been generating leads for a while now and you have a database of people who've inquired with you in the past, but they're just sitting there, then I can almost guarantee you've probably got thousands of dollars in your pipeline right now from what you would consider dead leads that haven't been reactivated. Database reactivation is when you are basically re-engaging people who have inquired with you in the past but haven't converted, or even clients who you have worked with in the past who you could resell or upsell to. So many businesses have hundreds, thousands, even tens of thousands of people in their database right now that they're doing nothing to or for. And many businesses actually haven't even handled their leads effectively from the beginning. Once they've paid for marketing, they've generated leads and they've just done a couple of calls and then that customer hasn't converted and they've just written them off as ghosted, lost, cold, or not interested in what you're selling. The truth is that even when someone is inquiring with your business, so many things can happen after they submit that form. They could get distracted, life could get busy, maybe it took you too long to get back to them, or they've just generally, have lost interest in taking action right now. People are at their warmest or ready to actually convert into a customer at the point where they are leaving their details and taking action and converting on your website and landing page. So for many businesses, they actually don't have a good process in place as to how they're handling those leads and converting those leads, and even not having enough touch points as they're going through that sales process in general. But even more so, many leads are getting written off as dead, cold, not interested, and ghosted too early, and there's no strategy in place as to how those leads are being reactivated and re-engaged, which means there's a lot of lost money or hidden money in your pipeline right now that you could capture if you had a database reactivation campaign and strategy in place. So even just recently, I actually inquired about getting curtains installed into my house. I put the inquiry through the website. I had someone come out and do a measure and quote, and then they sent me the quote. They followed me up. I think they called me twice, and then I've never heard from them again. Now, the reason that I would be considered a ghost lead right now for this business is because I did get distracted. I got busy. It wasn't a priority for me. But if this company came back to me to re-engage me and reactivate me as a lead right now, more than likely I would probably move forward with getting these curtains installed. But because they haven't been proactive in trying to get me back, I'm basically this lost revenue in their pipeline right now. And I would be willing to pay thousands to get these curtains installed. So if we think about it from that example of that business and me being the customer in that instance, if there's hundreds of people in their database just like me, which could equate to hundreds of thousands of dollars in potential revenue that they could get back if they installed or created some type of database reactivation campaign. So you can only imagine just how much money is in your pipeline right now and in the pipelines of many, many businesses, and 90% of those do not have something like this in place. So how do you actually reactivate your database? Well, it can be as simple as just manually calling everyone that's in your list. You could send an SMS out, like a bulk SMS out to your entire database. Unfortunately, the downside of this is that it's going to be quite generic to everyone, and that goes for email as well. So you could send a bulk email out to people, you could have some type of promotion, some type of reactivation offer that you're sending out to lost leads. But again, this offer and this approach, it can absolutely work, but the downside is that it's going to be generic to everyone. So what tends to happen is you could get some results from it, but the conversion rate of reactivation using these types of strategies is sometimes quite low. So while you'll still get results, being more customized and personalized to each of these leads is how you're going to create a much more effective database reactivation campaign. But how do you actually do that? Well, now with AI, we can create conversational AI sales agents, which essentially have these conversations with your leads and prospects for you. So by training AI to understand your business, understand your target market, know what type of questions are going to pre-qualify the people that are in your database right now, and actually personalize that entire process for that person, means that you're going to get much higher response rates, you're going to get much higher conversion rates, and you're going to automate that entire process. So you don't actually have to hire someone to come up with the concept of the offer, to engage with each lead manually. And if you have thousands of leads in your database right now, that could take someone weeks to get through. AI is so scalable, and it can be so automated and so customized to you, your business, and your customers, which means you're going to save time, you're going to get better results, and you're going to save a lot of money as well. Now, this whole process can be complicated in the sense of how do you actually create something like this, and that's where we come in. So with the rise of AI and how the industry is changing, and also the power of what AI can do right now, we are leaning heavily into how this type of AI technology can help our businesses make more money, save time, and scale up using the power of AI. If you have hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands in your database right now, and you want to find lost money in those lost leads, get in touch, book a call, and we can take you through our process and how you can actually do this and find that lost money in your pipeline right now, which could be potentially tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Thank you for listening to Websites That Convert. If you found value in this episode, please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Follow us on all social media. And if you're a service-based business owner that's looking to double their website conversions, book a call with my team using the link below. I'll see you in the next episode.